I'm Errolynn. I am the test prep specialist. I have been helping students prepare for the standardized tests for about 9 years now. And what I have learned is the most important thing that the students need to understand is that standardized tests are not the same as academic tests, the tests that their teachers give them. So that there are different strategies for the SAT and the ACT and the IC and things like that. One of the most important strategies that I teach is called predict and eliminate. And what that means is students need to know what the answer should be before they look at the answer choices. And the reason why is test makers like to put in so-called trap answer choices that look good, students like them, the students understand them. And so if a student does not know what the answer should be before going in, then that student will tend to choose one of the traps instead of one of the correct answer choices. I recommend 6-7 months, depending on beginning scores, depending on goal scores, types of colleges that the students are looking at. The students need to dedicate, I'd say maybe 7 months, once or twice a week, to standardized test prep. Homework is extremely important. I tell my students that I am not magical. You cannot spend an hour with me and then that's it and expect your score to increase without putting in the time to repeat and learn the strategies that I teach. I noticed that the differences between the tests, the ACT is more time sensitive, so students who can read a little quicker tend to do better because of the main differences, the critical reading versus on the SAT versus the reading section on the ACT. For example, the ACT, the passages have to be read beforehand. The questions aren't in order. There's very little line references, so students have to read those passages versus on the SAT, where we teach that since the questions are in order of how they appear in the passage, and also there's a lot of line references, students can go to the questions first. But students need to know vocabulary for the SAT. Increased test scores are very important. I've seen students who have gone from maybe a 27 on the ACT to a 32, and that opened up new doors as far as, okay, I've gotten into this competitive school, or this school over here, well, I've gotten scholarships. I've gotten in, but my increased score got me scholarship money. So that's important. I love what I do. I've always wanted to be in some sort of education field, and I was very lucky and very blessed to start doing test prep after college. So I have a master's degree in general psychology that I use to help my students prepare for the test, because I've learned how students learn. Different students require different strategies, and from my degree, I'm able to help my students. The tutors that I prep also know the value of this specific strategy that I teach, and also how to individualize the strategy for different students.